Will the Jets finally get a win? This week might be their week. I really think so. The Jets actually look like a real team against the Pats on Monday Night Football. I think we can all agree on that. That was probably their best performance of the year, even though that the Pats came out on the winning end at the very end thanks to a field goal. And Joe Flacco was under center, and that's not exactly ideal, but it sounds like, according to the head coach, Adam Gase, Sam Darnold isn't going to play the rest of the year, which is a kind of a massive deal, considering that I was hoping to see him play down the stretch to see if he could somehow put off this Trevor Lawrence talk that everybody was pushing on him. But that we might have already seen the last pass Sam Darnold's going to throw, because it's the Joe Flacco show for the rest of the year. And I'm okay with that, because the offense looked for the first time like it was alive on that Monday Night Football game. That was the most lively they'd seen. They were doing big plays downfield. There was that big chunk play for a touchdown. So if Joe Flacco plays the rest of the year, I'm fine with it. I think it helps the Jets to at least some degree. And they're going in against a Chargers team that we've talked about it to death. You know, they're struggling in the fourth quarter. They just got the tar beaten out of them by Miami. Justin Herbert has that terrible haircut that makes him look like a 14-year-old high school boy now. Everything is going wrong for the Chargers at the moment. But there's talk. I remember, I think it was in The Athletic a week ago, about the Chargers that said Anthony Lynn's job security is pretty safe right now at what was it, like week 10? But that's still a long way to go for the rest of the season. But if he is to remain their head coach, they got to start winning games at some point. And a loss in Los Angeles to the winless Jets is very bad. I think I said it when we previewed that New England game, that the Jets don't have a team on their schedule, the remaining schedule, where you could point at and say, that team's going to be taking the week off because they're already in playoff contention. They won't be trying. So the Jets are basically going to have to steal a win if they want to win one at one point. And I think this is the next big candidate. I really think they could go in there and somehow beat the Chargers. Now, one of the critiques of the Jets period under Adam Gase is that they don't make second half adjustments, that they're still running the exact same thing they ran in the first half. And for a team like the Chargers, who all of their struggles have come in the second half, that has to sound like heaven to them. So if they can somehow weather the storm in the first half, they could ride it out in the fourth quarter. Hopefully, you would hope if you're a Chargers fan. This is the note I'm going to leave it on. I'm picking the Chargers to win this game. They are the vastly superior team to the Jets, and there is no question about that. We all know that. But I have one Chargers friend in my life. His name's Chris, and his birthday was literally just the other day. And he told me his one wish for his birthday was that the Chargers beat the Jets this Sunday. That's all he's hoping for. And I believe they're going to get it for him, but there's part of me that doubts. There's really just part of me that doubts at this point. I'm taking the Chargers to win.
It's a sad picture that you paint, that's the state of the Chargers right now, because I think that they deserve this win.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think that they've played too well this year to be at the record that they're at. But I mean, that's just how they fall sometimes.
Yeah.
The whole Anthony Lane conversation is definitely one for another day, and I'm sure we're going to have it as the season progresses. I think that he loses his job, one, from a numbers point of view. There's always, I think, back in 2011 or 2012, there was 3 head coaches fired. Other than that, it's always 5 or 6.
Yeah.
So I think it being a numbers game, unless COVID has changed that somewhat. I mean, if we're still battling this come February or March, and it's not as easy to get guys in or whatever, and they don't want to have to do rebuilds, during the coronavirus pandemic, because they know how difficult it was last year having to deal with guys. I think that's what saves Anthony Lynn. I just can't, like, I mean, there's plenty to point to or whatever. There's the late game collapses and stuff. There's just, the team doesn't seem to have any kind of an identity. There's the whole, he didn't want to play Justin Herbert to begin with. He wanted to stay with Tyrod Taylor. Like, there's plenty of faults then. And then, of course, the Kansas City overtime punt is going to come back to haunt him, I'm sure. So there's plenty there. I'll probably end up repeating those points later on in the season. But for me, absolutely, yeah. Again, my feelings in 0-16 season, it's so difficult to do that. I think that the Jets will rob one from somewhere. But I think that the Chargers also know that they have to be on high alert, because they're not going to get too many wins themselves. And I think teams do pull them out. But again, when I was following my Cardinals and they went 3-13, it seemed like they did pull some wins from somewhere, and they were against the lesser teams, save for a Green Bay win, which was ridiculous and got Mike McCarthy fired. yeah, it's absolutely one that's worrying. If I wasn't behind in our picks,
Mhm.
I would go for the Jets here because I
Mhm.
want to call their win. I feel like I'm gonna regret not doing it big time because I'm the exact same like you, that I really think that this could be the Jets week. But I'll play it safe, and no one on Twitter will know how close I was to picking the Jets. I'll just go with the Chargers.
You know, Mark, our guest picker picked the Chargers as well. You know what though? Screw it. Put me down for the Jets. I'm taking the
Oh no,
Jets.
then I want to go with the Jets.
No,
Then
you can't
no,
join me. Let me be on
I'm
my
playing
island.
I'm playing smart here. I'm just picking you in this game. I want to go for the Jets. We
Oh,
can.
come on, man.
I think we should. I think we should both put it out though on the Twitter. I think we should both go with the Jets.
I'm for it. Let's
Um,
get it. Let's get it. Let's
yeah,
back it.
we'll lose to another. We'll lose to another guest this week. Wow! All of a sudden, can we go over for some birthday cake and watch this game together? It's going to be an exciting one.